Hello! Recently I've been tidying up my room and I found this baby right here. My grade 3 certification and feedback. Singapore Symphony Orchestra. I was never in the Singapore Symphony Orchestra, just a disclaimer, but I did take ABRSM grade 3 violin exams after around like 1 year plus of learning the violin. So I just tied my hair because I felt like it was all over the place. Without further ado, let's get into it. I will be posting my violin video back then before I took the grade 3 practical exams for the pieces at the end of the video, so you can stay tuned to listen to my playing. Ta-da! This is to certify that me, thank you everybody, is awarded the ABRSM Level 1 Award in Graded Examination in Music Performance Grade 3 and passed with distinction. The certificate holder has been awarded 12 credits at Level 1. I have no idea what the credits refer to. If you happen to know, please let me know what does the credit refer to. Presented for examination by Miss Sincock. So I believe presented for examination, you're supposed to write your tutor's name. However, when I signed up for the ABRSM exams, I was self-taught, so I didn't have a tutor yet. Afterwards, I managed to find a tutor, I think 3 months before the actual date of exam. I had around 10 sessions with my ad hoc tutor. Yeah, so anyway, for you guys to know, this is you're supposed to write your tutor's name here. And their logo is so cool though. Is it like a lion and a unicorn? Just for background knowledge, so you can get distinction, merit, pass or fail for ABRSM. Now to the feedback. I don't know if I will be able to read this word for word, but I will try. The handwriting is actually quite neat, but at the same time super artistic. Scales and arpeggios. Prompt responses. The intonation mostly very something and keys known, so the easily moving patterns can begin to have some experience shape. Now, if anybody knows what he's writing exactly, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate it. And I scored 18 out of 21 marks. 14 is the passing rate, I believe. Sight reading. The reading can begin to have some of the dynamics detail now. It is confident in something. Okay, so there's actually a backstory about this. When sight reading begins, I was actually super duper nervous because my sight reading is the worst category out of all of this category, just simply because of the fact that I have only been learning how to read music notes for a year. So I'm not the best at sight reading, especially because I've learned most of the song through ear or through Suzuki books, which focus more on the hearing. And I was so nervous when he was like, okay, you may begin. And he was very nice. He just flipped and he just pointed to what do you call that phrase. He didn't really even stare at it for a very long time because there was just 2 lines for grade 3 exams. And I was so nervous, I tapped my legs super loudly on the carpeted floor. So can you imagine, the floor is already carpeted. I remember my tutor telling me, right, you have to count the beats yourself. So I remember just stomping my feet on the carpeted floor, like it was super loud to the point where I felt like he had to acknowledge me. So he looked down at my feet. He was like, then I was like, okay. So after 30 seconds, I began to play the 2 lines, and actually, you know what? I played it wrong. There is 1 bar, I played it wrong, but I just fake it. Because I remember my tutor telling me, if you mess up, just continue and don't replay it. And I just like continued to play and everything, and I finished it with a very straight face. So yeah, I think he didn't catch it. Yay! So just a note, if you are taking the exams and you screw up, just keep a straight face and continue moving and act like nothing happened. Who knows, maybe the examiner might not catch it. Scored 18 out of 21, the same as my skills and arpeggios. Oral test and excellent response in the test, so I got 18 out of 18, which is full marks. Now on to the performance pieces. I was playing A3 Presto, B1 Over the Rainbow, and C2 America. Initially, only Presto was the piece that I have tried to learn by myself before I went to the tutor. So for the section B, I actually wanted to play a short simplified movement or phrase from Paganini, which I didn't make it. So before I begin, I just want to say that when I just started learning, the tutor said that my style was more romantic, more suitable to play pieces from example, Tchaikovsky, which is in a more romantic era and a more smoother era. Whereas compared to pieces like Presto, which is a piece at the beginning of the Baroque era where pieces are mainly played for royals, it is just more like robust and rough and like something that I still can't play very well now. Anyway, I will insert the timestamp down below if you want to listen to the pieces before I actually took the exams. I will put it at the back. So for Presto, I was very surprised because I actually scored the highest mark out of the 3 pieces, and it said sprightly in pace with a lively bow catching in the character, some contrast emerging, and the intonation mostly very reliable. B1 is Over the Rainbow. It's a piece with a much slower beat and everything is like smoother. However, she did want me to use the 3rd position for the 2nd verse, and that's when most of the intonation went out of place. So the feedback is opening melodies could have shallow more or more, I think he was saying like more dynamics shape, but thereafter it was expressive with a well-maintained legato in the long phrases, a flowing account, and I scored 27 out of 30. And I think the passing rate for the pieces is 20 marks, which is 66% of the whole marks. And for C2, which is a piece that I don't really have a lot of time practicing, it's supposed to be like easier compared to the rest of the 2 pieces, but then again it's like da 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 da. So you have to have a lot of like, I don't know, energy, which I clearly have not enough at that point of time. And the feedback was the rhythmic complexities under the fingers and a lively tempo confidently maintained, only an occasional vaguer intonation here, which also means that I messed up my intonation, but overall I still maintain the lively bum 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 tempo confidently. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. They wrote maximum pass or fail. For pass, you just need to get 66% of the whole score, 150, which is 100 marks. For merit, 120, and for distinction, 130 out of 150, which I got 135, and that gives me distinction. Yay! So at the beginning, when I just started playing the violin, I was using this really cheap, the cheapest actually that you can find in Singapore retail stores, violin, with $8 strings for the whole set. I was thinking if I should get a new violin, so I asked my father if he wanted to sponsor me because he was joking about, wow, you are so into violin nowadays, blah blah blah. So I was like, why you want to sponsor me? He said, okay, if you pass the exams, I will sponsor you. So I worked really hard for this piece of paper. And I got distinction. I posted in a group chat, and thankfully he remembered the end of his bargain. So he gave me some money to buy a new handmade violin, which now I have right here. I have a lot of videos showing off my violin, my very beautiful violin, so I shall spare y'all the torment now. So I got this violin and I'm very happy about it. I'm still very happy about it. I'm still very happy with it. In case any of you are thinking of getting a practical grading from ABRSM, this is how it will look like. They actually ship it to us really late, I think like 2 months later. So they come to Singapore to grade us because they are all from London. And they would actually write on this piece of paper, so I saw him writing, even though I couldn't really see what he was writing. I believe they take all this back to ship it to us from London after 2 months, which is a little bit weird. Like, why can't you just give it to us on the spot? ABRSM exams update. I just took a look at the ABRSM website recently, and now they are actually extending their performance grading to the end of the year with a 15% discount. And in Singapore, to take a grade 5 practical or performance grading exams, it costs 311 Sing dollars. With 15% discount, that's around 265 Sing dollars. And for the practical grading exams, they have cancelled the first 2 sessions due to the whole situation, and they have only kept the session 3 practical exams tentative. I don't really know if I should take grade 5 practical exams now. I wanted to take it last year, can you believe it? I have heard a lot of feedback that it's quite fast from you to jump from grade 3 to grade 5. And I haven't been practicing religiously or like 40 hours a day. Let me know how you feel, or if you have any feedback or suggestions you can give to me. Should I just take the performance grading exams, or should I wait and go for the practical grading exams instead? Overall, the main difference would just mean that for performance grading, we will just be playing 4 performance pieces, and for practical grading, it includes scales and arpeggio, sight reading, oral test, and 3 performance pieces. And if you want to get connected with my violinist site, you can also drop me a DM under beginner violinist. That's my violin practice account. I think you have listened enough to my feedback from the examiners and the professionals. If you want to listen to my pieces that I have played at that point of time, I actually have a recorded video in my phone just for like self-tracking purposes. I managed to find it on my Instagram where I update my practice videos. I will show it to you right now.